The idea of teleportation has always captured the human imagination. From the pages of ancient manuscripts to the latest science fiction novels, the concept of instant travel has fascinated us for centuries. In science fiction, characters vanish and reappear instantly in different locations. These stories have painted vivid pictures of a world where distance is no longer a barrier. They travel across vast distances with a snap of their fingers, making the impossible seem possible. The allure of such effortless travel is undeniable. It's a fascinating concept, but is it scientifically possible? The scientific community has long been intrigued by the idea, leading to numerous studies and experiments. Scientists have been exploring the idea of teleportation for decades. Theories have been proposed, experiments conducted, and debates sparked. While we haven't achieved human teleportation yet, there have been some breakthroughs in the quantum realm. Quantum mechanics, a field that delves into the very fabric of reality, has shown us glimpses of what might be possible. Quantum teleportation involves transferring the state of one particle to another without physically moving the particle itself. This phenomenon, known as quantum entanglement, has been successfully demonstrated in laboratories. This is a far cry from teleporting a human being, but it's a step in that direction. The implications of these discoveries are profound, hinting at a future where teleportation might be more than just a dream. The case of Cornelio Closa in 1951 brought the idea of teleportation into the spotlight. His sudden and mysterious disappearance, followed by an equally sudden reappearance, captured the public's imagination. His alleged experience sparked debate and speculation. Could teleportation be real? Was Cornelio's case an example of this phenomenon? Or was there another explanation? Or was there another explanation for what happened to Cornelio? Some suggested it was a hoax, while others believed it was a genuine case of teleportation. Let's delve into the details of Cornelio's case and explore the possibilities. By examining the evidence and considering the scientific advancements of our time, we can better understand the potential and limitations of teleportation. Could we one day achieve what science fiction has long promised? The journey to find out continues. Cornelio Closa was a humble shoemaker living in the Philippines. He was known for his meticulous craftsmanship and dedication to his trade. His workshop, though modest, was a place where he poured his heart and soul into every pair of shoes he made. He led an ordinary life, one that was marked by routine and simplicity, until an extraordinary event thrust him into the spotlight. This event would forever change the course of his life and leave an indelible mark on the small town he called home. It was a regular evening in 1951 when Cornelio stepped out of his workshop to take a break. The sun was setting, casting a warm glow over the town. He took a deep breath, savoring the cool evening air, unaware that his life was about to take a dramatic turn. Moments later, he seemingly vanished into thin air. One moment he was there, and the next, he was gone. It was as if he had been plucked from existence by an unseen force. Witnesses claimed he simply disappeared, leaving no trace behind. Those who saw it happen were left in a state of shock and disbelief. How could a man just vanish without a trace? His sudden absence sparked fear and confusion among his family and neighbors. They searched frantically, calling out his name, but there was no response. The once peaceful town was now gripped by a sense of dread. Where could he have gone? The question hung in the air, unanswered and unsettling. Theories began to circulate, each more outlandish than the last. Had something terrible happened to him? The fear of the unknown gnawed at the hearts of those who knew him. They could only hope and pray for his safe return. Hours later, Cornelio reappeared as suddenly as he had vanished. He was found miles away from his workshop, in a dazed and confused state. His clothes were disheveled, and he looked as if he had been through an ordeal. He was found miles away from his workshop, in a dazed and confused state. He had no recollection of how he had gotten there, or what had happened to him during the time he was missing. When questioned about his whereabouts, Cornelio told an incredible story. He claimed he had been transported to a strange and unknown place, a place unlike anything he had ever seen before. He described a feeling of intense energy surrounding him, then a sudden shift in his surroundings. It was as if he had been pulled through a portal to another dimension. He described a feeling of intense energy surrounding him, then a sudden shift in his surroundings. The experience was both terrifying and awe-inspiring, leaving him with more questions than answers. His story, though met with skepticism, spread like wildfire. People from all over the town and beyond came to hear his account. Some believed him, while others dismissed it as a figment of his imagination. Cornelio, the ordinary shoemaker, became an overnight sensation. His story captivated the imagination of many, turning him into a local legend. The once quiet town was now buzzing with excitement and curiosity. People were both terrified and fascinated by his account. The idea of a man being transported to another dimension was both thrilling and frightening. It challenged their understanding of reality and the world around them. Could he have truly teleported? The question lingered in the minds of many. If it were true, it would mean that the world was far more mysterious and complex than they had ever imagined. Or was there a more rational explanation for his disappearance and reappearance? Skeptics argued that there had to be a logical explanation, perhaps a case of temporary amnesia or a psychological episode. The debate raged on, with no clear answers in sight. Despite the controversy, Cornelio eventually returned to his workshop, resuming his life as a shoemaker. But he was no longer just an ordinary man. His experience had changed him, and he carried the weight of his extraordinary story with him. The town slowly returned to normal, but the memory of Cornelio's mysterious disappearance and reappearance lingered. It became a part of the town's folklore, a story passed down through generations. And so, the tale of Cornelio Closa, the shoemaker who took a leap of faith into the unknown, remains a testament to the mysteries that lie beyond our understanding. It serves as a reminder that sometimes the most extraordinary events can happen to the most ordinary people. The alleged teleportation experience left an undeniable mark on Cornelio. He wasn't just physically transported, he seemed to have undergone a psychological transformation as well. Prior to the incident, Cornelio was known as a quiet and reserved man. He was deeply religious and dedicated to his work. However, following his alleged teleportation, Cornelio's personality shifted. He became withdrawn and introspective, often lost in thought. He spoke less and seemed troubled by unseen burdens. His once unwavering faith wavered, replaced by a sense of uncertainty and fear. The Cornelio who returned was not the same man who had disappeared. The experience had shaken him to his core, leaving him grappling with questions he couldn't answer. His family and friends noticed the change, and their worry grew. What had happened to Cornelio during those missing hours? And could he ever truly return to the man he once was? Cornelio's story sent ripples of curiosity, fear, and skepticism throughout his community. The tale of his mysterious experience spread like wildfire, igniting conversations in every corner of the town. People from all walks of life found themselves drawn into the enigma, each with their own perspective and interpretation. Some dismissed it as a tall tale, a fabrication fueled by an overactive imagination. They laughed it off, attributing it to Cornelio's penchant for storytelling or perhaps a desire for attention. These skeptics were quick to point out inconsistencies and gaps in his account, reinforcing their belief that it was nothing more than a figment of his imagination. Others, however, were more open to the possibility of the impossible. They pondered the mystery with genuine intrigue, considering the idea that there might be more to the world than meets the eye. These individuals engaged in open-minded discussions, exploring various angles and possibilities, eager to uncover the truth behind Cornelio's experience. The incident became a topic of heated debate in homes, marketplaces, and even churches. Families gathered around dinner tables, neighbors conversed in bustling markets, and congregations discussed it after services. The story transcended social boundaries, becoming a focal point of community discourse. People offered various theories to explain Cornelio's experience. Some suggested it was a case of mistaken identity, while others believed it was a sign of something greater at play. Theories ranged from the plausible to the fantastical, each adding a new layer to the unfolding mystery. Some attributed it to supernatural forces, suggesting divine intervention or even demonic influence. They recounted similar tales from folklore and religious texts, drawing parallels and seeking meaning in the unexplained. For these individuals, Cornelio's experience was a reminder of the thin veil between the natural and the supernatural. Others leaned towards more scientific explanations, proposing that Cornelio might have experienced a rare neurological phenomenon or even a form of temporary amnesia. Medical professionals and scientists in the community weighed in, offering insights based on their knowledge and expertise. They considered conditions such as dissociative fugue or transient global amnesia, hoping to find a rational explanation. Concerned about his well-being, Cornelio's family sought help from various sources. They were determined to understand what had happened and to help him recover. Their search for answers led them down multiple paths, each offering a different form of hope and potential resolution. They consulted with local healers, hoping to restore him to his former self. These healers, with their deep knowledge of traditional practices and remedies, performed rituals and offered treatments aimed at healing both body and spirit. The family placed their faith in these age-old practices, hoping for a miracle. They also reached out to religious figures, seeking spiritual guidance and solace. Priests and pastors provided counsel, offering prayers and blessings in the hope of divine intervention. The family found comfort in their faith, believing that spiritual support could help Cornelio find peace. Teachers who had known Cornelio before the incident tried to offer support and understanding. They remembered him as a bright and curious student, full of potential. These educators reached out to the family, offering their assistance and resources, hoping to help Cornelio reintegrate into his normal life. However, despite their efforts, Cornelio remained withdrawn, haunted by an experience that no one could fully comprehend. He spent much of his time in solitude, grappling with the memories and emotions that continued to plague him. The community watched with a mix of empathy and helplessness, united in their desire to see him healed, but uncertain of how to achieve it. The community's response to Cornelio's unexplained experience was a testament to their unity and resilience. Despite differing opinions and beliefs, they came together in support of one of their own. Their collective efforts, though varied, were driven by a shared hope for Cornelio's recovery and a deeper understanding of the mysteries that life sometimes presents.